Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This tutorial is going to be about how to start a blog in about 15 minutes, and it's going to be a step-by-step tutorial. Quick introduction about myself. I've been blogging for almost 10 years, and I have a successful income-producing blog. It's a family lifestyle blog, and I blog on a number of different topics. So if you want to check my blog out, it's mommyramblings.org. But let's get started here so I can show you how to quickly start your own blog, whether you want to blog about things and you're not particularly concerned with income, or you'd like to make a little income, or you'd like to earn full time. You can do it all. So let's go to the next step. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need to do is think about what kind of blog you'd like to have. Now, there are, two basic types. You're either going to have a niche type blog where it's on something very specific, or a broad topic blog like I have a family lifestyle blog. That is a broad topic blog. And I like that because over the 10 years, almost 10 years that I've been blogging, my life has changed a lot, okay? So as my kids got older, or you have another child, or if you add pets into your life, or if you take up sewing, whatever it is, I was able to take that to the blog. Let's say one of my older kids, let's say they get married, and I want to blog about creating a wedding or shopping for a dress or whatever. That's still going to fit into my family lifestyle blog because I didn't lock myself in. While in the very early years of my blog, you may have seen me blogging like a lot of baby stuff. Now I still blog about pregnancy and baby stuff because we are a full family lifestyle blog. So that gives me a lot of options with working with sponsors and for the income part of it, because if my kids are not in a certain stage, or maybe I don't have a girl of a certain age or a boy of a certain age, doesn't mean I can't blog about it because my readers have those things, okay? And so sponsors want me to bring this because they know I blog to their target market. So I didn't lock myself into, a specific topic. Now, that doesn't mean that a niche blog can't do well. But you have to understand, some people start several niche blogs. That's a lot of work, and if you're just starting a blog, sometimes you think, oh, well, it's not going to be that much work and I'll start this. It is. And I will tell you, so many people have asked me over the years, how do I get into this? I said, first, do you like to write? Because if you don't like to write, blogging is going to be such a chore for you, because even for those of us that like to write, sometimes we're struggling for a new idea or something, or it just gets, you can imagine going on 10 years, like with anything, there are some days you're like, oh my gosh, I just don't have that motivation to sit down and do this, or I don't feel like it. Usually it passes for me. I really do enjoy blogging, writing. I mean, it's something I really do enjoy. So make sure that you really want to do it. There's a lot of times people see someone making money doing something, right? Or it might not even be money. It might even be what we call blogger bling or something. They go on a sponsored trip or something, and it looks like, oh, wow, that is so neat. I can't believe they get to do that. I should start a blog and do that. But if you truly don't like to write, if you truly don't want to commit, you've got to be consistent, especially if you want to earn income blogging. Yeah, this cannot be something that you're doing, when you just feel like it, because your blog first will never take off. If you want to do just a fun blog like that, by all means. But if you're really looking to earn any type of income or sponsorship, to get high-end products or whatever it is, you're not going to develop an audience when you're starting like that. What I think people miss is when starting any type of business, there are sacrifices, guys. There are sacrifices. Okay, so A lot of people don't want to deal with that. I'm serious, because I have so many people tell me when I'm going away on a trip, which, oh, you could, that's blogging trip, oh, that's all expenses paid, oh, you're so lucky. But you know what? At night, they want to watch all their shows and they want to go to every function. You know, there are things I have to miss out on. There are sacrifices we have to make. When I said you can have it all with your blog, I want to correct myself on that, because nobody can have everything. You can't have it all. That's a big misconception. There are sacrifices. So whether it's a brick and mortar business that you're starting, whether it's a direct sales business, whatever it is, you are going to have to give some certain things up if you want to have your business really take off. And you know, if you work with your kids, I know some people say, oh, my kids, but if you make them aware of your goals, like, you know, if I work this right, then we can go on this really nice family trip, or we can do this, or we can do that, and you have your kids rooting for you, it's easier. But just know that ahead of time. You know, a blog is not like a hobby. Not if you want an income blog. A lot of people hear passive income. Oh, it's passive income. It takes a lot of work to get to that point. And then you see, that's a really misleading title, because yes, passive income, meaning that you can have some affiliate ads on the side, or you know, you may have certain links and articles that people go to and there are affiliate links in there. You have your Google AdSense on there. You have Amazon affiliates, you know, all kinds of things like that that you can be making beyond what you know, there are sponsored posts, there are all kinds of things like that you would get paid for. But you understand that blogger networks and companies are not going to want to buy a sponsored post with you if your blog is not up to date, if your blog is not posting several times a week, if you're not posting to your blog several times a week. You know, if it doesn't look good, if you're not putting work and time into it. So you see, in order to get that passive income, you really have to work pretty actively. Now, it's nice because we have flexible hours, like I can work at night, or I could, you know, that stuff is nice. There's flexibility. There's a lot for being your own boss. And that's when we talk about domains, this whole thing that's going on with YouTube right now, you see, that's because when people put all their eggs in one basket and go on YouTube, and it's just like, I don't know if you're familiar with these Amazon sellers, they were doing phenomenal. And then Amazon kept pulling the rug out from under them a little at a time. Now, I would work with some on my blog, and I told them, I said, you know, if you really want to do yourself a favor, do not count on Amazon, because you see, in 1 minute, they can pull the rug out from under you. And what do you have as a backup? You should be developing a website. You should be finding another place to sell your products, but you should definitely have your own website so that you can always fall back, because nobody can pull your domain, your self-hosted domain. But if you're on something like Blogger, okay, yeah, they can pull that out from under you. WordPress.com, now don't confuse that with WordPress.org that I'm going to talk about. WordPress.org is self-hosted, meaning it's yours, okay? So yes, this stuff with YouTube is, you know, a little crazy right now, but I'm going to address that in another video. It's not the end of the world by any means, but yeah, it could be, you know, really problematic. Let's just say it doesn't end here, right? Let's just say they keep going on and on and on with the regulations. Now you say, well, wow, you know, so-and-so is making so much money, and now just in 1 minute, just think about how they can just pull that rug out. That person shouldn't have everything into just YouTube. There should be a website at least where they are promoting their videos. At least if they had people coming there, they could be getting, you know, like I said, through AdSense and stuff like that, not to just rely on any type of platform that you don't have control over, like Facebook changing algorithms now and people are freaking out. So just be really aware of that, okay? So that's why starting your own website, your own blog on a self-hosted site, not a blogger site, because I'll go into that part of it. That's just, we'll discuss that next. So you have your niche site or you have your broad topic. So that's, you're going to decide that, okay? Now let me talk about the pros and cons of each. So when you have a niche site, when you blog about one specific thing, so let's say it's, I don't know, I know somebody had one like on food trucks and, or on a test that you needed to pass for a certain like appraisal license, but let's just say somebody wanted to blog on nothing but, oh, I don't know, like the best kitchen tables, or, you know, or you're just like applying makeup, because a lot of them you can branch out. I'm trying to get the like the strictest niche there, and so let's just say someone's blogging about, you know, just automobiles. Let's say they go out and they test drive these automobiles. So that's all they're doing. It's an auto review website, okay? And they go to Honda and they test drive cars and write about them, okay? So they will quickly, as they're blogging just about that, just about those cars and taking those test drives, right? They can quickly become what's considered an expert, or they can build their credibility as an expert. Let's say it was crib mattresses, or yeah, this is the, or like bedroom mattresses, okay? And that's all they're doing. One mattress after another, after another, after another mattress. Okay, great. And pretty soon, once they get them up there and their quality, you know, reviews, and they're good and they're well done, they will have credibility as an expert. So that's what that could help. Now, a niche blog may rank better, so it may be a little easier to earn money at first, but I wouldn't have that be your deciding factor, because it's really not that big of a difference, and especially if you're creating quality content, and I'll explain that with a general blog. But of course, it's going to limit what you can write about. And you've seen this where people try to rebrand themselves because they start out in this really tight niche of a blog. And then they have a name that goes with that. So it's not like they can just branch out because they've got this name, like, you know, mattresses only mattresses, whatever. So then they have to rebrand themselves, and it can take a long time to reestablish, you know, another domain, even if you have like a redirect. So think really hard about what you want. And I would say that if you do get a niche blog, try to think of a creative name so that if you were to branch out a little bit, it gave you a little breathing room, but it still defined your niche, okay? So when you have a general blog, like a family lifestyle blog or a lifestyle blog, you know, something like that, woodworking, you know, you can work on any woodworking project. So home decor, right? Organizing, you know, it's not just closet organizing. It's organizing could be anywhere in the garage, in the bedroom, in the closets, whatever. So when you have that general topic, you're able to write about a broad range of subjects. And this is really good because it's going to appeal to a larger audience. So maybe 1 week you're writing about something that is gardening, and it's not maybe going to appeal to people that are looking for kitchen design tips. But if you have this lifestyle blog and you carry, or a recipe, you see, so just that very same week, you may appeal to so many people across who are, searching for these things in search engines. And that's where you're going to get a lot of your traffic and discover new audience, because you get new readers from search engines thanks to the wide range of topics that you blog about. Okay, so there's a lot of leeway in there, gives you a lot of room to grow, and you can still find your experts stuff, because if you're doing, let's say, a lifestyle blog, or if you're doing a woodworking blog but you're not doing specific projects and you're doing woodworking projects around the house, well, then definitely still you would get an expert status as a woodworker. So like I said, the most important thing that I can tell you from my thoughts is, in the end, I truly believe if you're sharing relevant quality content, your audience will find you. Don't get so hung up on numbers. If you don't want to be miserable, write about what you know and what you have passion about. Okay? Because that is like the best advice that I could give you, because you're going to have that knowledge. You already have that passion. You already have all that. Don't look at what somebody else is doing. Like if somebody else has a pet blog and you don't really like pets, don't say, well, they're making a boatload of money, I'm going to go do a pet blog. No. Write about what you know. And you may say, well, I don't know too much, but you'd be very surprised if you think of the kinds of things that you can bring to people. And there is an audience for just about anything, is what I found. So don't get caught up in those stats. If you go into blogging groups, oh my gosh, you will see there's so many newbie bloggers, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's been 3 months and I don't have 30,000 visitors. Please don't get into that. When all that you're doing is concentrating on that, you're going to get so frustrated. I'd say the thing to do, especially when you're starting a blog, understand you're going to have to establish it. Understand it's going to take a little bit of time. Get in there, start putting out quality content, start getting into it. Don't be checking your stats every 5 minutes. Just keep building that blog. Do your own thing too. Okay, that's another thing I'm going to tell you. When I started blogging, there were all of these bloggers that were like, oh, we'll have a group and then we have to post this on Thursday and we have to do it this way and this is the way you do it that way. And I never followed any of that. I just went to my own beat, and I will tell you that within a couple of months of blogging, I was getting review items like Stokey height chairs, which I don't know if you know that they're over $200 each. I was getting 2 of them. I was having sponsors come to me, and then these established bloggers that were like in these groups and they were doing everything like a little cookie cutter, they wondered why they didn't get that and how could I be getting that? I'll tell you what it was. One of my passions is photography. I love it. So I would spend time taking pictures of, and it didn't matter, I started small with a cupcake mold. I took pictures like crazy. What was happening were bloggers were getting lazy. They wanted to get a lot of content up fast. So they stopped personalizing it and they started using stock photos and they just started churning out stuff. But it was all stock photos. You could tell they didn't use it. Have you ever seen a blogger, and they do this quite often, they'll take a picture off of, I don't know, food.com, whatever. It's not even something that they even made. And they'll talk about it like they made it, but there's not one picture of it being made in their kitchen, let alone a video. They're just doing it for content. You're never even going to want to follow that recipe. When I see that, I just click away because I know they didn't even really make it. And it's just like a joke, okay? So when sponsors like Stokey were seeing this, they came specifically to me. It's not always about how long you've been blogging, what your stats are. Some companies are not even looking at that. They're looking at your blog. They're looking at the presentation of it. They're looking that you're putting your baby, like at the time they saw my babies in this stuff, okay? And they wanted that. And in fact, I became a blog ambassador for this large inflatable company, okay? With these huge inflatables. I was getting them every year. They were established bloggers. They were saying, what the heck? But the company told me, we have you as an ambassador because you actually put your kids in there. You actually take videos of this stuff. You see, that's the difference. Go look at a lot of blogs. I'm telling you, do your homework and look at ones that are just churning out stock photos, or, you know, it's not going to appeal to a lot of sponsors. Now, yes, it will appeal to some that are just looking for, you know, a link or something, but when you're talking about usually higher end items, now I'm doing a tremendous, I don't want to give too much away, but in the next few months, you're going to see something go on my blog that I know no other blogger has worked with the company that I'm working with. But I don't think any blogger has ever done anything, any family lifestyle like myself has done any type of project that is going to be to the scale that we have going on. So it's really exciting. But I will tell you the reason I was able to do that. I do have a marketing and sales background, so I know how to make, I hate to call it a pitch, but I've even worked on blogging networks where, let's say Nabisco comes forward and says, okay, we want to promote our Oreos during Thanksgiving. What can you come up with? And I was on this creative team that used to make the assignment, the campaign, and then bring it back to the company. Okay, so I've worked in a different way, I guess, because of that background. So I know, like a lot of people say, oh, what pitch do you use? It's not always, you know, there's a lot more than just a pitch letter with me. Okay, if I am talking directly to a company, and I do that quite frequently, I'm pretty good at that. But there's a lot more than just a pitch letter. And I'm lucky that I have that background, but I'm thinking of also doing some tutorials to help people that don't have a marketing or, you know, sales background or something like that, to help them, because I have trained many marketing directors in another company that I have. So I'm pretty good at that too. So we'll see how these go, and then take it from there. And I know I'm throwing a lot at you right now, and I just got some basic slides up. They're not even they're crazy because I just wanted to get this information out to you. And I will be redoing stuff like that. But my whole thing is, like, don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Get it out there, and then you can come back to it. And that's how writing is. Like, when you go sit down to write, don't worry about everything being perfect yet. Just get all those thoughts out there, and then you go back over and edit and edit and edit. But get those thoughts out there first without, you know, worrying about it being perfect. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is own your domain. So do it now. What do I mean by that? Well, when I first started, I started with a WordPress.com website because I wasn't, I know this is going to sound funny, I never got into blogging to make money. I never got into blogging to make products, to get products or anything like that. When I started my blog, it was strictly just like a family blog, okay? And then as I started blogging, I started to learn a little more very quickly, and I saw it, and I'm like, oh boy, I'd like to, you know, do a little more. And I wasn't even thinking about income, I'll tell you that. I started off reviewing like some products and things, and I was like really happy when I was getting the high chairs, and you know, I've gotten a lot of stuff over the years, mattresses and all kinds of stuff like that. But I will tell you, the first time I had this blogger network that was courting me. I'm going to say they were courting me because they kept coming back to me. Can you come to this informational thing? We want you. And I was like, oh no, not today. I finally went. The minute I went, I was like, oh wow, this sounds pretty good. Within like a few days, they gave me they said, well, you want to work on this campaign. And I'll never forget when I was paid, with a check, money, because prior to that, like I said, I was getting products, which I wanted. I just didn't, try for any type of products. They were products that I was using, products that I would have had to buy. But when I was given my first check, and this was like a few months, well, this is probably about a year after I started. And it's just because I didn't even go that route, like I said. And it's good because I had a chance to establish my blog. Like I said, I was getting a lot of bling, and I really wasn't looking for much else. And then I was like, when they gave me this check, it was just like, it opened up a whole new world to me. And then I started working with them all the time. They asked me to be an instructor there, and they paid me quite nicely for that. So there's a whole bunch of doors that can open for you. So me being like within 6 months of my blog, it took off pretty quickly. And I was on WordPress.com, which doesn't let you monetize your blog. I mean, you couldn't even put like Amazon affiliates there. So I knew I had to change it. I was lucky I had bought my domain, even though, you get one that says like mommyramblings.wordpress.com. I had purchased mommyramblings.org. So I had that, but I just had to transfer over. And I'm really good with technology, so I was able to do the transfer myself because they'll try to sell you like this transfer thing. Service, and it's a few $100s. I did not need that. It was so easy to go from WordPress.com to WordPress.org self-hosted website. It was simple. And I had a lot of content to bring over, and it was very, very easy. There's a plugin that does it. I imagine now it's probably even easier, okay, because this was almost like 9 years ago. But why? If you are truly serious about blogging, get your domain and start off on a self-hosted site. Forget about Blogger, forget about WordPress.com. And the other reason you're going to want to get your domain is because, okay, let's say you don't buy your domain, all right? And let's say you start blogging and let's just say you called your blog Babble. Now, if you don't know, or Scary Mommy, okay, right? And you don't, because you don't know anything. Well, now your blog, first of all, is probably going to, Babble and Scary Mommy are going to come after you and tell you, hey, that's, that's copy, that's ours. But that's trademarked. But let's say it was just a small blog, whatever it was, that didn't come after you right away. And let's say you started to get established on that, with that name. And then you decided to go to a self-hosted blog. And you went to purchase that domain, and it told you that domain is gone. And every variation of it is gone. Not too good. Okay, so that's why you, when you're thinking of a name, I'm going to talk about this now, you'll put it in to the domain search to make sure it's not taken before you get your heart set on it. And then when you have an available one, buy it. Buy it, or I'm going to show you get it for free with hosting, but I'll show you that in a second. So don't set yourself up for later disappointment. You'll have more options. You can monetize. Do it now. Get your domain. Step 3, register your domain. Now, I use Bluehost.com. I have several websites. I have one with my name on it for my portfolio. I have at least, what do I have, like 4 other websites besides mommyramblings.org that I use for different things. I have one I use for training for marketing directors. My husband has one. With Bluehost, you pay one price, and you can host an unlimited number of websites there. So that's great. You're not paying for each one. And domains are very cheap to get, even if you bought them at full price, but there's a lot of coupons available to buy them. And so I have a lot of domains, but with Bluehost, they give you one for free. Okay, so you get one for free, and with your web hosting. So after you choose your domain name, you have to register it, right? So the first step is to make sure your domain is available. Now, I've used Bluehost. This is what I know. I use them, and I'm happy with them. The price, to me, can't be beat, and I think it's really great. And they even have, for if you're a new person, incredible deals. So you go to bluehost.com to get started. I have a link that's in the description. I'd love it if you used it, because it is affiliate link for me, so I will make a little bit of money if you click on it and use them, but that's not why I'm recommending them. I truly use Bluehost, and I have. I mean, it's easy to say I have for almost 10 years. I'm not the kind of person that recommends anything that I don't really believe in, I don't really use, so you won't get that from me. I'm not that kind of person. But I appreciate if you go through my link, because I'm taking my time to guide you through this, and this will help me a little bit, and we can both help each other, and I can bring you more content. And so it would be nice if you could do that. Anyway, if you want to go with someone else, that's fine. You could still, I'm just saying it would be nice. So you're going to click Get Started, so that you're going to see that screen right up there. Now, I don't know if it's still at that price. It was at the price when I made this slide. They usually have good prices anyway, but that was a phenomenal price. But it's around that price anyway. It's probably that, and they have extra deals. So you click Get Started Now, and it's going to show you the different plans. Okay, so the basic is $275, and then there was the Plus, and there was the Prime. Now this time, this was like crazy, because the Plus and the Prime were the same price. It was amazing. But you can have as many, you see where it says unlimited websites? So I would definitely go with an unlimited. So if the Plus and the Prime are not the same, go with the Plus. Okay? You don't need the Pro now. You don't even need the Prime if it's more, but if you can get the Prime for the same price, you might as well go with that. The Plus is very good. It's what I use. And, I love it. But you can get it, and the more years you buy it for, the more money you'll save. Okay, so I think when and their prices have gone down. When I first started with them, I believe it was $6.95 a month. Now they were $5.45, and like I said, they always have deals going on. So you can pay by the month, you can pay by the year. You pay by the year, you pay for 2 years, you get a really good deal. And that's what I do. So then you go to the next screen, and here's where you're going to put your domain in. Okay, so you're going to click New Domain, because remember, you're going to get one free with the hosting. So start putting your names in there, .com. You'll be able to click on this arrow here. You'll be able to click that to go, .com, .org, .co, whatever. And then in here, you're going to type your domain. And then next, it'll tell you if it's available. If it's not, they'll usually give you some other alternatives, and you're going to do that until you find one, okay? So just make sure you find one, and then if you have the domain, you can put it in the other one, and then you're going to click Next. And that's going to bring you to this screen where you're going to input your information. Very basic, you're going to just want to put your name, your business name. That's optional. So if you're doing business as yourself, you don't have to do that. Or you could put the name of your blog. Some people do that. You got your street address, your city, state, zip code, phone number, your email address, or you could sign in here over here with Google if you want. And then, let's see, they're still on the bottom. Here's the continuous. So here's your package information. Okay, so you choose that package. It's going to show you over here. You're going to drop down. You don't have to add a bunch of extras on, like a lot of like site, like all of this stuff for 109. You don't need that. Okay, if you want it, fine. You don't need it. I don't use it. I mean, of course they're going to try to sell you extra stuff. You don't need it. You might want to have that, if you want privacy protection, you get the domain privacy protection free here for your primary domain. So that's nice too. With this, with the, I believe it's the Prime here that I put in there. I believe it's available on the Plus too. Okay, so then you're going to enter your payment information down here, and then you're going to click Next. Okay. So like I was saying with special offers, the time of this, then this was coming up as a pop-up. So it's $4.95. Okay, and special sign up, and then here you claimed your savings. So that, always look for deals like that. Always check sites like Retail Me Not and stuff, see if there's any, you know, codes or anything to use. Okay, so once you get your Bluehost like that, this is what's called your cPanel. So you have to install WordPress. It's going to be the first thing you're going to do. So you go to your cPanel, and right over here it says Install WordPress. So you're going to click on that, okay? And it's going to take you over here where you're going to choose your domain for installation. So, of course, the version updates all the time, so this is not the current version because it just updated like probably 3 times since I've made this. They update many times a year, and that's just to keep your site safe. So this is mine. This is a screenshot of mine. So you see here I have mommyramblings.org, and then they have the, I don't know what they have, the www, whatever. You're going to just get, there's a drop down, you pick out your site, okay? And then you click Next, because that's where you're going to install it. So again, this version, don't, you know, it's going to be a different version here on yours. It's because it could change from week to week. You've got your admin information. Okay, now if you wanted to talk to an expert, you can do that here. Okay, but this is your site name. Okay, your admin username. That means with WordPress, you sign in. Used to be that everybody signed in with admin, and it was really easy for somebody, because now they knew your username, to get a password. So you don't want to do that. You want to make a different username, a unique one, and then you're going to just activate your account and everything, and go over here and click Next. So you just fill that out, go to the next step. Okay. Automatically create a new database. It does most of it. It's very easy, okay? While now it's going to start installing WordPress. You're going to see like a little status bar. It doesn't take long at all. While you're doing that, on the Bluehost site, it's going to tell you about like themes. Don't worry about them now. Don't pick out anything. Don't do anything, because most bloggers use Genesis. Okay, it's a framework that many bloggers use. It's easy to use. That's why we use it. Now I have Genesis. I've had it. I bought it for a long time, and I have my child theme, and I have to install them on my blog because I'm using another one now that I like. But I just got this Genesis because I know that it's really good, and I just have to find the time to put it on there. It's not that it takes long, but it's like I'm doing everything else, and I have a nice theme that works now, so it's not that big of a rush. But Genesis is the one you will see most bloggers talk about. It's your framework. And then there's what's called child themes. And what that is they're like kind of specific to your type of blog. So there's lifestyle themes, there's themes for restaurants, themes for real estate firms, themes for food blogs. You'll see. I mean, they have so many, and then so you can choose a child theme. Now, those are a paid theme, but there's several good things about these. You can use them on as many websites as you want. Once you own that, you own it. It's not just one install. As many websites as you have, you can use those themes on. But then there's also free WordPress themes when you get into your dashboard. You'll see on the sidebar themes, and there's paid ones there as well. Plus, I know that there's some other paid themes on other sites, but like I said, Genesis, I will put the link in there, is one that a lot of the bloggers use. So after it installs, you're going to get an email that's going to look like this. Your new WordPress site is completed. Below you follow the instructions on how to log in. Now, of course, yours will have something here. I took mine off because I don't want anybody to see my password, but it will give you this information, okay? So when you get your email, you'll see where to sign in. That URL is where you're going to log in, okay? And then it'll give you, that's this will be, hold on a minute. I'm going crazy with this stuff, huh? Having too much fun. Okay. Over here will be your URL, okay? And then your admin URL, which is your URL with a /, and I'll show you this comes up in another slide, wp.admin. Okay? Yep, let's pretend that says admin. And then you have your username that you made up in Bluehost, and then your password. Okay, so you'll get all that, and then you're going to go to your admin URL. And okay, so here's where you're going to log in with the information that you get in your email. So you'll see your username, your password, click remember me if you want, and then you're going to log in. And from there, that's going to take you into your WordPress site. So number 10 is choose a theme. And you can go to that link. I'll have it in the description, but that's for the Genesis framework that I said you'll see. If you spend any time looking, like just doing a search for best blogging theme, you're going to see that Genesis framework keep coming up. And it's not something new. I mean, it's been coming up consistently. So after that, if you want the Genesis, you go into that link, get the Genesis framework, and then you can look at their child themes. Now, what the child theme is, it's just like the customization kind of your blog in a nice little theme that fits in, think about it, like into that framework. That framework is like your foundation, and that child theme is like what makes it easy for you to call your blog your own, with your little, like, just everything the way you like it, whether you like 3 columns or 2-column blog, or you want, slide things in the front page, whatever you like, you're going to find a theme. So if you're a food theme blog, they have, food themes. They have, if you're doing real estate, they have, catered towards real estate. Or if you're an author, whatever it is, you'll see. They're just such a selection. And what's nice about the Genesis framework, once you buy that theme, it's not like you're charged every year. You're charged one time, and you can use it on as many websites as you want. So you're always going to need the framework. So you've got that. Now, if you wanted to use your child theme, let's say you put a lifestyle child theme, and you wanted to use that on 3 different sites in the future or whatever, you can do that, okay? So that's a nice thing with it, and it's not like they're looking to charge you every year or something, or there's for a license or anything. No, it's it's a great deal. Now, if you want to make a logo, you can go to, there's different logo makers. Some of them are free, some of them are a nominal fee, or you could go to some place like Fiverr, and I'll put the link in the description too, where somebody will make one for you, you know, for a very low price. It's usually, the Fiverr came about because people would do things for $5. And the other option for themes is you can find free themes and paid themes on your WordPress dashboard. So when you get into your WordPress site where you logged in, on the side you'll see appearance, and one of the things is themes, and that will bring you into the WordPress themes. So number 11, you did it. Give yourself a pat on the back. You're on your way. You've got the biggest part right there out of the way. And we're going to have more on customizing your blog. I have stuff on my site. If you go to blog resources, you'll see more. But I'm going to do more probably in the tutorials too about finding the best plugins. You can do searches on those too. You're going to want to choose an email service. Now, MailChimp is a free one for up to a certain amount of subscribers. And then there's paid ones like Aweber, and MailPoet and stuff like that. Well, I can get more into that. I think I would recommend MailChimp to use right now because it's free and they have a lot of options. It's easy to use. It's user-friendly. And I want you to know I'm really proud of you. You did a great job. If you have any questions, you're just going to put them in the comments, okay? And I'll help you out with them. So before you go, like I told you, that there's some links. If you want to use my links, I'd really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'll answer them for you. Let me know about any other types of tutorials you'd like to see. And thank you all so much for watching. If you would you please, if this helped you out and it was helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more great content. We really appreciate you coming here, and I hope this was helpful for you. Have a great one, and best of luck to you. Okay? If you have any questions, like I said, just put them right into the comments, or you can email me if you'd rather email me at carolyn@mommyramblings.org. You can do that. And if you forget my email address, you can go to my website, mommyramblings.org. It's also on my YouTube account. So, all right. Have a great one, guys. Thanks. Let me know how you did, how it worked out for you. I'd love to hear. Take care now.